Let's make beef stew with celery mashed potato. And trust me, this recipe is gonna be the best. First of all, let's prep the vegetables for the beef stew. Take one large onion, peel it and roughly chop it. All the trims from the vegetables I like to put in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer and use it later for the stock. This beef stew recipe is an ultimate cold weather comfort food, but I love it all year round. Tender beef with vegetables, served with celery root mashed potatoes, won't leave you disappointed. Take 2 celery stalks and roughly chop it as well. Take 2 carrots, wash it, peel it, put the trims into the same Ziploc bag, and cut the carrots into large pieces. And put all the vegetables into the same bowl. The best cuts of beef for beef stew are chuck or shoulder cuts. You don't want to waste your money for expensive cuts such as filet mignon or ribeye. For my beef stew, I'm using 2.5 pounds of beef chuck. Cut it into large cubes. Once it's gonna get cooked, it will slightly shrink. The size of the cubes should be approximately 1.5 to 2 inches. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, press the bell, press notify me to get notified about my new, delicious and beautiful videos. Sear the meat by batches to get nice golden brown color. Preheat Dutch oven to a medium-high heat, pour some vegetable oil and sear the meat by batches. Season it with salt and black pepper. Make sure not to overcrowd the pot, otherwise the temperature of the pot will significantly drop and you will end up with a steamed beef. This is something that we don't want to achieve. All the purpose of searing the beef is to get nice golden brown color and to get this beautiful Maillard reaction, to build the base for the stew. And don't even think to watch the pot after the meat is seared. Place the meat into the sheet pan and put it aside for now. Into the same pot, pour some more vegetable oil and add the vegetables. Saute it for about 5 to 10 minutes on a medium-high heat. Add 9 garlic cloves. I'm using garlic press. My least favorite tool is a garlic press. It creates the mess and never does the right job. Mix it. Add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Cook it for about 3 minutes. And pour 2 cups of Cabernet Sauvignon. Do not use sweet wine or expensive one. The expensive wine you can enjoy it by yourself or with your friends. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Make sure not to use cooking wine. Cook it on a medium heat for about 2 minutes. Place the meat in with accumulated juices. Add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And pour 3 cups of hot beef stock. Add 1 tablespoon of juniper berries, some fresh thyme, 1 string of rosemary, 3 bay leaves, season it with salt and black pepper. Cover it with the lid and put it on a low heat for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. Then, of course, we're gonna check. If it's not ready, we're gonna put another 30 minutes. I like to use pearl onion in my beef stew, so I cook it separately because I don't want it to be overcooked. Saute 8 ounces of pearl onions on a medium-high heat until you get nice golden brown color. Add a string of fresh thyme, pour 1 cup of hot beef stock, season it with some black pepper, add 1 garlic, season it with salt and cook it on a low heat for about 20 minutes. Move it around from time to time so it cooks evenly. Get 3 Idaho potatoes, peel it. You can also use Yukon Gold potatoes, but make sure not to use red potatoes, because you want fluffy, creamy mashed potatoes, not a concrete. Cut the potatoes into quarters. Put it into the bowl with cold water. Beautiful celery root. Peel it and put those shrimps in a Ziploc bag. Celery root is a cousin of celery. It will add sophisticated, slightly sweet and earthy note to the mashed potatoes. Roughly cut it. Bring the water to a simmer, add some salt and place celery root in. Cook it for about 30 minutes until it's fork tender. Cook the potatoes. Take a pot with cold water, transfer the potatoes in, and don't forget to season with some salt. Cook it until it's fork tender as well. Why I don't like the garlic press? Because it creates a lot of mess. So what I like to do is to chop this garlic with a regular chef's knife, and then with the side of the knife, just puree it, nice and smooth, and you're gonna get beautiful result. Take 4 garlic cloves and puree it. Let's prep the mixture for my mashed potatoes. Into the cold saucepan, add 5 tablespoons of butter and pureed garlic. Put it on a low heat. Add some thyme. What a beautiful aroma. Pour half a cup of milk. 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream. Grate some fresh nutmeg. Season it with salt. Cambodian compote white pepper. Treasure in the kitchen. Let it simmer for a couple minutes and make sure not to increase the heat, so you don't burn it. Let's check if celery root is ready. My celery root is done. Drain the water out. Potatoes are done as well, so we can start with mashed potatoes. Take a potato ricer and push the celery root through it. First, make sure to press all the liquid out and discard it. We don't need this liquid in the mashed potatoes. When all the celery root is done, push the potatoes through the ricer as well. I personally love this tool because it works much better and easier than potato masher, and consistency of mashed potatoes will be more smooth. Strain the milk mixture that I finished earlier into the mashed potatoes and the celery root. Mix it all together. And if you want to take your mashed potato to a next level, I would say to a Michelin star quality. Take a strainer and push your mashed potatoes through it. You will get unbelievably creamy, smooth and fluffy mashed potatoes. Much better than you made before. And get rid of the pulp. Transfer mashed potatoes into the saucepan, adjust the seasoning with salt and white pepper, and it's done. After 2 hours and 15 minutes my beef stew is almost done, and it's time to strain it as well. Remove the beef and carrots from the pot into the sheet-pan. Strain the liquid through the mash strainer. I like when my beef stew is clean. There is no pieces of overcooked onions and celery. Pour the liquid back into the pot. Return beef and carrots in. Add the pearl onion into the stew as well. Mix everything together and return it back on a low heat for additional 20 minutes until all the flavors are incorporated and they say hello to each other. My beef stew is ready. These beautiful mashed potatoes are ready to be served as well. Now let's plate it. Take a plate, place some mashed potatoes on the bottom of the plate, top it with rich, flavorful, delicious beef stew. Make sure to get everything on the plate: meat, carrots, pearl onions, and decorate it with some fresh thyme. My delicious beef stew with celery root mashed potatoes is ready. Enjoy! This is the recipe that you must try and make it. By the way, when you decide to make this recipe, please do me a favor and comment in the comment box down below. What do you think about it?